Hey my friend, this is Joe Bakhmoutski, author of Simplified Cancer and founder of Power to Be Happy. Today we're talking about how to be safe from fear. Because really fear is something that definitely comes up for all of us, in the times of uncertainty, and it's really something that we really want to kind of get on top of as we're trying to build hope in us, hope to get through these dark times. And one thing about fear is that it really is a symptom of uncertainty. And oftentimes, fear comes up when you don't really know the cause or maybe even can't articulate it well enough. Like for me, the point when it really happened in my life was a few years ago, and I was just in the shower one day, just getting myself clean as you do, and my hand reached down and I felt this lump, this hard lump on my testicle. And in that moment, I knew that something was so wrong, so deeply wrong. And it's just in that instant, it's all come together for me. Like, why for weeks? I couldn't get to sleep because I kept tossing and turning because everything around my ground was just off, And why for weeks, I just felt like I really just felt like my underwear has shrunk 3 sizes. And look, if you're a guy, then that's not a good feeling. So I really was not in a good place, and my face was like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Aliens, but this scientist realizes that this monster living inside them, and it's about to just burst out and break through their rib cage. That was my face, because I felt so powerless to do anything about it. And also the fear is really rules through uncertainty, and that's why we want to be able to look inside the fear and understand what's driving it, because this is going to prevent us from living in fear. So if in order for us to be safe from fear, we need to be able to understand it. And it's I think our natural instinct though is to kind of to run away. I mean, I just want to run for the hills when something like that happens, right? You want to be able to almost put it aside. You want to be able to kind of just lock yourself away from it. You want to turn that away, but the thing is, it doesn't go away. It's still there. So in order to prevent fear from becoming a part of your life, so that you feel threatened, so that you feel scared all the time, in order to have the thing just stop it from playing on your mind and really get into you, so that you're at the point where you just can't stop thinking about it, and it's always there. That we need to be able to really understand what's driving it. And when we do that, when we examine fear, when we really look at it closely, and I know this doesn't really make sense, so it's kind of counterintuitive, but I've noticed that when working through my personal fears, is that fear loses its sway over you, because you've just figured out what's going on. Because oftentimes you cannot really understand, perhaps because of all of the unknowns. You can understand the cause of it, you can understand what's driving it, you maybe can't put it into words, but you really know what is the outcome that you want to prevent. So to work through it, we really want to look at the possible scenarios, so 3 possible situations, what could be causing it, and what you can realistically do about it. So this is what I want you to think of right now, is to think of maybe a moment that scares you, a moment that you experience fear. Maybe there's something that's happening in your life right now, and look at 3 possible situations around that. Look at 3 possible causes, and what could those things be that you are afraid of as outcomes. I think for me, if I think of, for example, the COVID-19 pandemic, when the virus started breaking out, for me, the top 3 things that I started to look at, what I was actually afraid of. The first thing was that, I could get the virus and die. Then it was like, what if we run out of food? Like that was a real thing for me. And next, of course, like what if like my wife or my kids get it? Like so all of those things are incredibly scary, and when you start to look at those three scenarios, you can start to look at those things and go, well, what can I realistically do about it right now? What can I do about it today? Or what can I do about it starting today to either stop it from happening or to at least minimize the risk? See, when you do it for all of those three situations, for any kind of fear that comes up for you, you are able to work through it in a methodical manner, and that really puts you in control of the situation. The fear no longer controls you. You are controlling the fear, because what's happening is we are not going to be able to prevent fear from coming up for you, but we are going to prevent fear from ruling your life. We're going to prevent you from living in fear. You're going to be safe from it taking over your life, and you're really going to be able to live on with your life and really have a great understanding about what's happening on around you. Like for me, with the situation when I found out that I have a lump on my testicle, like my thought immediately jumped to cancer. And for me, it really was a signal to say that what I need to do right now, what I need to do immediately is go and get it checked out. And I did. And that not only did I get to find out what it was and to get onto it early, but it has also enabled me to feel in control. It stopped me from going over to a place where I feel really confused, or going over to a place where I feel helpless. It made me go, well, it gave me control, gave me a sense of, kind of building towards hope that maybe if I'm doing something about it, that maybe we can stop it from getting worse. And it did, and it really was a great help for me on so many levels. So if you do those things, if you understand what's driving your fear, you're going to stop yourself from living in fear. And that is what I call fearless. It's not when you have zero fear, because it's going to come up no matter what happens, but you're going to fear less. You're going to experience a lot less of it. And this fear is not going to take over your life. And that will help you to so much to generate the hope and build up the hope that you need to deal with the tough times in your life. My name is Joe Bakhmoutski. Thank you so much for watching this, for being here. I'll see you soon.